And hi everyone, I am back. I hope everyone has been having a great summer. I know that I did. I'm going back to school in 4 days, and I'm not gonna lie, I am super excited about it. Like, I'm really elated at the moment. So this video is gonna be kind of like a book haul sort of thing, just with some of the books that I read over the summer that were not mandatory school reading books, because I like to make sure that I give myself time to read for leisure, along with reading specifically for school, because you know, obviously that's mandatory. So I've got 5 books here, 3 of which are poetry. So yeah, we can start with the poetry. The first one is New American Best Friend, poems by Olivia Gatwood. She is one of my favorite poets right now. I found her through a YouTube channel called Button Poetry. I have been subscribed to them for probably like 3 or 4 years. Yeah, since I was in middle school and I'm about to be a junior. So it's been a minute. Yeah, so I love Olivia's poetry. I love just kind of who she is as a person. Well, at least I don't know her personally, but from what I can tell about her, she's an amazing person. And her poems are so breathtaking. Some of my favorites, I like to write in my books. Some of my favorites are Like Us, Backpedal, The Ritual. I love Alternate Universe in Which I Am Unfazed by the Men Who Do Not Love Me. It's a classic. Let's be real here. So yeah, that is that. I really suggest you get a copy of this. Listen to some of her poetry online. She's just really, really talented. Next, we have Our Numbered Days, a book by Neil Hilborn. These are some of his poems, and it has a little bit of water damage, if you can see, like, along the edge there, because I had it in my backpack. I had it in there, and I was at a football camp for my brother, and it started just pouring down rain. And so, yeah, it got a little bit of water damage on the bottom, which is kind of annoying to me, but at the same time, at least, like, it's clear that, you know, like, this book has traveled. It's been places. But that's besides the point. Yeah, I also found Neil Hilborn through Button Poetry. The first poem I ever heard by him, probably a lot of you have heard, it's called OCD. But yeah, just another amazing spoken word poet, slam poet, just a very down-to-earth and breathtaking poetry. This was $16 at Barnes & Noble. This was $14 also at Barnes & Noble, so invest in poetry. Last but not least for the poetry books, Sifting Through the Madness for the World, The Line, The Way, poems by Charles Bukowski. My cousin Brianna actually suggested his poetry to me, and honestly, it is amazing. Some of the best poetry I've read. My favorite poem in this is actually the first poem in the book, and it's titled So You Want to Be a Writer. And it basically talks about how if writing does not burst out of you, if it doesn't just come out of, if you cannot do anything except for write when you sit down and write, then that's good. You should be a writer. And if not, then maybe try something else. Like, if it's basically saying, if you have to force yourself to be a writer, don't do it. And I think that you can apply that to plenty of different situations just in life. But yeah, Charles Bukowski, amazing writer, along with Neil and Olivia. So that's some summer poetry that I read. Next How to Be Bad by E. Lockhart. Wait. Lockhart, Mylnowski, and Myracle. 3 authors. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. So this was just a fun little book to read, like a kind of a coming of age type thing. But it's basically about these 2 girls who live in a small town, and a new girl comes to town, and at first one of them likes her, and the other one, her best friend, isn't too fond of her at first, and they end up going on a road trip together, and it's just, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it's super good. Just a nice little read. It was $10 at Barnes and Noble. So here, Ta-Nehisi Coates, Between the World and Me. I really feel like I just butchered his name, but you know, I did my best. But this book right here, I will probably end up reading a good 5 more times in my life at least, because it really is amazing. So essentially what this book is, it is a letter from a black father to his black son, just kind of about life in the world, especially life in the world and society in America, and it gets into philosophy. This is definitely a read that I would suggest if you're woke, quote unquote, or if you just kind of want to see society from a perspective other than your own. But yeah, absolutely amazing book. And you can really feel the love that the father has for his son in reading this, and just it talks about the kid's childhood, and it's amazing. This actually was recommended to me by a friend, and I had it on my bookshelf for who knows how long, and I just hadn't ever read it until my friend suggested it to me, and I was like, well, just let me check and see if I have it, because as all book lovers know, you will buy plenty of books that will sit on your bookshelf for X amount of time before you actually pick it up and read it. And that's okay. Like, you don't have to read anything right away, but I'm very, very happy that I read this, especially now, especially at this point in my life. So yeah, these are just some of the books that I read this summer. And I definitely would recommend all of these. I definitely would read them again. Yeah. In other news, as I said before, I'm super excited to start school. The summer reading books we had this year actually weren't too bad. I really enjoyed some of them. But yeah, I think that's everything. So I hope all of you have a blessed Friday and a blessed weekend. And if you don't start school soon, have a great rest of your summer. If you do start school soon, like me, hope you have a great school year. Stay hydrated. Be a good person. Talk to your parents. Yeah. Bye. I almost forgot. If you were wondering what the song that I have playing in the background here, it is Netflix and Duce by Smino. Yeah, I really love his music, so if you were wondering what that was, that's what it is. Okay, bye.